Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Alright, another awesome day here, Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO, and we are very lucky to have a very special guest on the show right now. Gavin, how are you doing today?
Doing well, thanks, Jello.
Alright, first off, we'd like to thank you for your time. We know you're very, very busy. So, just for everyone's benefit, can you help us? Maybe you can introduce yourself to our audience, and maybe start off, what's your role in the business?
You bet. So I am the owner and team lead of Alpine Group. It's a Keller Williams company out of Leavenworth, Washington. We specialize in the mountain vacation home market here in Washington State. We do have 3 other mountain vacation home markets that we want to enter into. So we are on a trajectory to start opening multiple offices in these other towns. And so a big part of what Dale's doing is freeing up our time so we can go expand another office in a town about an hour away from us. So.
Oh, that's very exciting. Of course, that's growth for the business, and that means more things for your cyberbacker, Dale, to do, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, let me ask you, before you had Dale, your cyberbacker working with you and your team, did you have prior experience working with someone remotely?
No, no, not by way of a functionary. I have, mentors and coaches and things that I worked with virtually, but having somebody that can work on a day-to-day basis as detailed as Dale does, no, I have not had that experience. So this has been a pretty special one.
All right, a special experience. Now, if you don't mind me asking as well, can you tell me something about your cyberbacker, Dale? Maybe personality-wise, things like that.
Yeah, so Dale's really young, and when we went through the interview process, there were a number of other cyberbackers who had far more experience than he had work-wise. But I just really appreciated from the jump, I really appreciated his proactivity. He actually, in between the 2 interviews we had with him, he did a bunch of research and work outside of what we even asked him to do, owns their role, and wants to learn. And anyone, I'll tell you what, regardless of experience, anyone that's teachable and willing and hardworking and kind, you have all those traits, everything will work itself out. You don't need all the technical skills. And what's great is, one, Lauren's done a good job training him what we need him to do specifically for our business. But on top of that, you guys have your cyber trainers and growth backers and career backers. And so not only is he getting the training he needs to function with us as a business, but he's getting the long-term life training through Cyberbacker, which who doesn't want to get on board with that platform? It's pretty cool.
Yes, definitely. Now, once you have your own cyberbacker, we just don't leave them with you. We will still be here, of course, to help and support that specific cyberbacker. Now,
Right.
you already established earlier that this has been a very special experience. But what we'd like to know is what makes this type of a virtual relationship work? What makes it a successful partnership?
I think consistency, promptness, communication is huge, and there hasn't been any point at all that we haven't been able to reach Dale. Dale typically is so communicative and available, but if he's not, we can reach Winston. That's his trainer, and so Winston's right on top of it anytime we need something, or if we're not quite getting the training we need with Dale, right? If we're trying to get over a concept or maybe a detail in our business, Winston helps him get over that hump, and having that face-to-face, I guess, I don't know if it is face-to-face, but having that more closely connected training on the back end for Dale, it just creates a support that allows him to feel like he can take on more. Because otherwise, if I were Dale, without the cyberbacker backer, I would be pretty overwhelmed if I were him, for sure.
Yes, all of them have their own support, of course, the trio. Now, when it comes to Dale, how much time has he saved you and your team ever since he started working with you?
Yeah, tremendous amount. So he's taken on a lot of the day-to-day detail, meaning what he specifically does for us is transaction coordination. We're a real estate company, and so we are on track right now. This month we will close just over 100 homes this year. Wow. So he's helped us accomplish that. He's a big part of that. He's also doing listing input management. So he goes in on the back end and inputs all of our listing details, photos. He's also done a bunch of social posting for us on our social media. He's just done an exceptional job. I mean, you have a young man, and again, you got to look for me anyway. I just look for characteristics that shine, and he just has them. He's going to end up, regardless if he's with us for the long term or if he goes off and does his own thing, he's going to end up being a very successful young man. He just has everything it takes to be great at what he's going to do. So it's going to be exciting to see what a lot of your cyberbackers, potentially even move on to and become great at. And this is cool because it's such a great platform, not just for us, the business people that get to enjoy these services, but the training and the education that cyberbackers are getting is invaluable. It's awesome.
I like what you mentioned earlier regarding the work ethic, the values of a person. I think that is really something that is a key factor when it comes to being a successful person, even if you're what age, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yes. Now, you already talked about the things or the tasks that he is currently doing for your business, but what we'd like to know more of is what are some of the new things, the new tasks that you're considering to have him do in the future?
Yeah, we've been talking about that, trying to figure out if we do need to bring him full time, what does that look like? And as far as it's just about volume. It's not necessarily about a different job. It's just about taking on more. We have 2 more agents getting licensed over the winter. They're going to join us in the spring. So you add on 40 more transactions to that per year, it starts to get pretty busy. So we may just be, right now he's part-time, so he's doing 20 hours a week, but we may expand him into 40 hours a week. We're still discussing that and trying to. The hard part for us in real estate, and this is many other businesses too, we're not the only ones, that we have a lot of seasonality in our business. And so spring, summer, fall, very busy. Wintertime slows down quite a bit. So you got to be strategic about where you put the hours, where you put employees during these different seasons. And so if we do increase his hours, it'll probably be this spring is what we're thinking.
Oh, that's going to be exciting for him because, again, as what we mentioned, more things for him to do. Of course, for you and your team, then that's also growth for you and your business. Now, have there been any challenges that you've had working with Cyberbacker?
The only challenge we really had, we were having him write copy for the social media ads, and he was doing a good job. It was just a little bit of a barrier, just trying to translate some of that stuff over, and that's fine. It's just fine tuning and all that, but he's made great effort, and that's all I asked for, right? Errors are going to happen, or at times we're going to fall short, but if we're giving an effort, that's all I look for, right?
That's very important. Yes.
So I'd say any issues, I wouldn't even call it an issue. It's a training opportunity, I guess. So there haven't been any, not from me anyway, there haven't been any red flags, so to speak, of like, oh, this is not working, this isn't a good fit. He's been great. He's been adaptable. He's been very open to train. And again, if you're coachable and teachable, that's a huge win. That's a huge hurdle many people can't get over. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's true, especially for opportunities, as what you mentioned earlier. Because people would really want to help you, and if you're not really open to feedback, just like that's what you mentioned, then there's a real problem there. But good thing that your Cyberbacker really is very receptive to feedback. Is that right?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, and in fact, what's cool is not only he is, but if he gets stuck on something, he'll turn right to his Cyberbacker team and ask questions and help. And I think for me, one of the more encouraging factors working with Cyberbacker is just how kind everybody is. Really, I mean that, and you can tell the difference between genuine kindness and BS kindness, and that it's genuine. I mean, really, it feels. There's just a layer of gratitude across the board coming from Cyberbacker that you're just, I wouldn't say you're not going to get in the States, but it's going to be harder to find, I'll say.
Yes, of course. Because here in Cyberbacker, we still treat our cyber CEOs just like a partner, is what we mentioned even in the very first meeting with all of our cyber CEOs. This is a partnership, not just us giving you someone and that's it. This has always been a partnership, of course.
Right.
Now, one last question for you, Gavin. There are a lot of business owners listening to us right now. What advice would you be able to give them when they're hiring a cyberbacker?
I would just say, look for that individual that is really catered to the needs of the business, right? Both in their technical skill sets, but also just in their attitude, their behavior, their disposition. I think all of that matters. I think for different business owners, it's going to matter differently, right? Some people are going to want a cyberbacker they can talk to on a regular basis and become almost friends with, and others are just going to want, hey, I just need someone to knock this stuff out. That's really all I need. So I think there's a range of services Cyberbacker can offer really for any type of business in any industry. It's just up to you and how you want to set it up. So I'd say be very diligent on the front end, right? Go through your interview process, take it very seriously, slow everything down, make your considerations. And there's just a lot of great options. There's a lot of great individuals that are waiting to work, and they're grateful to do so. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. It really is. And talking to Jason Stowe a few weeks back, and just hearing Craig's vision for Cyberbacker and what his goal is and what his passion is, it's just super exciting. It's super fun to get on board with. So I would say any business owners that are going back and forth between, hey, do I hire somebody here locally versus somebody virtually? I'd say if it's tasks that can be handled on a virtual basis, it's a no-brainer. There's no reason to hire locally if they can knock out those tasks for you, both monetarily and relationally. I think it works really well. In fact, I'm already drumming up a couple other business ideas, and I'm building Cyberbacker into that model. So if that doesn't tell you something, not sure what will. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome news for putting us into business as well. And that's terrific advice right there, Gavin. Now, one last thing I forgot. I know that Dale is listening to us right now. Would you want to give him a quick shout out on the show?
Yeah, absolutely, Dale. Thank you so much for all your hard work, man. We'll probably chat with you at some point this week and chat with you about the coming year. And we just met over the weekend with Lauren and Mike. We went on a little retreat and did some reflection on 2021 and some planning for 2022. So we'll be following up with you soon, buddy. Good job. Seriously, You're awesome.
We are very excited to see where this partnership between you and Dale would be in the next few years to come. Gavin, thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.